channel is sponsored by Great Bay Outfitters. Great Bay Outfitters is a waterfront kayak shop located near Great Bay. They are New Jersey's #1 volume dealer of Old Town kayaks. Great Bay Outfitters specializes in fishing kayaks and offers demos, rentals, repair, rigging, and a full assortment of PFDs, dry suits, motors, paddles, and accessories from many major brands. What is up, everyone? Today is literally about 15 hours from when this nor'easter is supposed to hit us. It's mid-October. There's little to no chance of fishing the next few days. Right now it's pretty windy, but we're gonna send it just because. Got some mud crabs, some Asian shore crabs. Gonna try out, looking for some tog and anything else that bites, so stay tuned. There we go. Is that a tog? I think that's a tog. Yeah, it's gotta be a little tog. Yeah. Okay, so we know there's tog here. Man. There we go. Oh. What did we just hook? Tog, maybe? Yeah, it has to be. One good run in them. That borderline keeper, but I'm gonna wait and see if we can't get a bigger one, because you could only keep one right now. Yeah, that definitely would make the mark, but I'd rather take a little bit of a bigger one if I can. All right, so we're gonna kind of do some funky type of fishing. Right now we're kind of going against the grain. You can see once I get this crab on the jig that tide is screaming towards us. Wind's coming with us, but there's a little narrow channel of water along this part that funnels a back eddy against that current. That's where we want to kind of fish today. Not the most ideal fishing, but it's probably our best bet at this point until the tide slows down a little bit. Problem being that if you're fishing the other side of this, ooh, oh, come on. Gotta rod that quick. If you're fishing the opposite of this, the wind and tide are kind of pushing so hard that it's really tough to hold that position without tying off or holding onto the bridge, which we could do if I really wanted to, but we're kind of blocked right here by this cement, which is making it my life a little bit easier. I don't have to pedal as hard, I guess you could say. Oh no, missed him. Did they clean me? No, they didn't. Good. Alright, let's try that again. See if we can't get that fish we just missed. There he is. Little tog. Little guy. I know there's some big ones down there with you. Just gotta win the tog lottery. When they push in the fall, man, it is fun, but there's so many smaller fish that are around, mixed in, which can make it a tedious type of fishing. Trying to, you know, set on the right bites and when to let it just go and hope that something bigger picks it up. hit. There's a better hit. Oh yeah, that's a better one. Not by much, but definitely a little nicer than that last fish we had. Oh yeah, that's a nice hog. Let's swing him in. Look at that. Now, ooh, the question is, do we go for a bigger one? That's definitely a keeper fish. I think I'm in the gambling mood today. I think we're gonna hold off and see if we can't find a bigger one. That's still a nice size fish though. Yeah, so today we're more or less kind of fishing for efficiency rather than comfort. Fishing this spot isn't the most comfortable spot, but I'm able to keep myself in a small position that I could effectively, you know, catch fish. Like there's other parts of this area that I could be hitting right now, but my issue is I don't know if I could hold there from a stability standpoint and actually catch fish, if that makes sense. At least in this spot, I can kind of control a lot of the variables that are kind of hard to control on a day like this. Like, I'll show you later in the video so you don't think I'm crazy how windy it actually is. You really can't tell as much because of where we're sitting, but like earlier on when I was setting up, if I was not right directly behind a piling, I was getting blown backwards like easily 4 or 5 knots, like pretty quick. Wind and tide pushing together, which can make for a really long day. You know, every time you hook a fish, you're having to pedal back to try and get to the area you're fishing. Oh, there they are. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's funny, man, I feel like there's no in between. There's people that absolutely hate fishing the full moon tides and people that absolutely love them. I don't mind them. I just kind of know going into it I'm going to be working a lot harder to keep myself in position, but that's life, man. All right, let's drop a new crab down. Sometimes, man, the hits are like at the most unexpected time. Something just picked it up and dropped it. That last one, it was sitting there for a few seconds, and out of nowhere, just real big hit. There we go. You really, this type of fishing is not for the easily distracted, because you could burn through some bait if you're not ready for that hit or anticipating it. And they're pretty good, man. I mean, sheepshead, I think, are probably the #1 bait thieves in this area. Tautog are close too. And I have Asian shore crabs and mud crabs. I think Tautog are like the least picky of the crustacean eaters, and I've done really well with the Asian shores with them, so I'm going to keep using them and save the muds for some sheepshead. You know, maximize the baits the best I can. Now don't get me wrong, we've caught plenty of sheep on Asian shore crabs. I just think they do have preferences in different times of the year. And this is the time of year that both those species, Tog and sheepshead, are just loading up for the winter. There we go. Whoa. Another Tog. Try right here, right on the edge of that eddy. Son, that's a good one. Right, felt good initially. Oh man, that first run had me feeling like it was going to be a nice one. That's a small female. There we go. Oh. Now, crab of this size, gonna split. If it's just a little too big, I'd rather split them into like one bite-sized or two bite-sized pieces rather than one oversized piece. Now granted, if we were just catching monster Tog after Tog, I would just throw the whole thing on. But with the sheer number of smaller fish that have been present, not worth really risking one big bait that's going to get stolen more than likely. Now, if those small fish are gone, and I know that, you know, those like 19, 20-inch fish are all dwelling down there, we'll move to those bigger ones. But this time of year, we got to let the temp drop a little bit more to push some of the more of the smaller ones out. Little hit. Wow, come on. Little guy. Followed by a decent hit. Little hits, little hit. There's a better one. Oh. That might have been ran a lot different. Yeah, it's a big female. Look at that. Gotta brace for this weight. Even on a day like this where I didn't think I'd see many people, I've seen more boats out today than I have on really beautiful days. So maybe people are just trying to get one last trip in before the nor'easter. At least that's how I looked at it. Oh, there we go. Oh, oh no, 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 no. Gotta get out of there. I think that could be it. Got him out, little Tog. Ooh. Slippery fish, man.